Welcome everyone to Talented Universe on this day of June 28th, 2024. And Roger is having a great time tonight. I can see already. I'd like to welcome Roger as my co-host tonight. Roger, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Michael. I just can't wait. I'm looking forward to this conversation today and looking at what these talented individuals are doing here on Talented Universe. Ooh.
Yeah.
I just made that up. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I know that's the way it is. But anyway, I would like to welcome our two guests. I'll go from left to right, or I'll just mix everybody up. I have no idea. Austin Trapp, head of media and marketing, and Alexander J. Baxter, CEO of is it, as you say, Somnara? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, good. That's have time to double check that. But I would like to welcome you too. Now, we are kind of here to talk about your haunted house production in Canada. And I actually had a friend of mine, I asked them to look at your webpage, and they go, oh, I might want to visit Canada. Oh, this looks so cool. It looks like it's a film. And it was like, and I went, yeah, I know, I noticed that, but I thought they would like that. But either one of you want to start and just say a few things about this endeavor?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time coming. Myself and Austin and several of our team come from the film and TV industry, and so kind of where we're dragging everyone from that side of things into the haunted attraction world, which myself and several on my team have been in for the last few years. And as you both probably know, in America, Halloween is extremely massive. It's a very large competitive market. And yeah, like finally, it's good to hear some Americans be like, we can go up to Canada for something now. So it's been a really interesting process of finding that niche that would set us apart from not competitions, but more so the community. Not just a traditional haunted house, which is, we call it a conga line hell, where like eventually you'll meet the group in front of you and you'll all kind of join a conga line as it ruins the scare after scare. So we wanted to build more of an immersive experience, one where you can be touched, you can be fed. It's 4 dimensions in all levels, and yeah, it's going to be one of the few haunted houses that's about 40 to 50 minutes long. So it's kind of, if 15 minutes feels like an hour, I pity the poor scared soul who goes through Dreadworks.
I don't know if I could handle it or not, but I would try.
On the line.
My heart's not that good sometimes.
Well, then the nice thing about what we're doing as well is we're really trying to tailor it to most ages. I think, what was the minimum age we were saying, Alexander? Probably like 13 kind of thing.
Parent sign-off preference kind of situation. We've developed the technology which we're debuting, which allows the guest to actually adapt based on the color and luminance value, like brightness, what they want to be scared as. So going from, of course, red to green, and that can kind of dictate how scared they want to be in the experience. So from your scaredy cats to your experienced haunters, everyone can kind of get a little bit of Dreadworks. It'll still be terrifying, but at least they won't get touched.
At least they won't know if they are. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what honestly would be.
Yeah.
A little bit too much for me, but I would try. Let us. We do have a couple of things in the chat room. Let us go to one of them. And good evening. Who developed the storyline of? I love trying to pronounce.
Is that Zeroketh and Celestia?
Well done.
Oh, Roger's so much better at this than me. This would be an experience I would travel to Canada from the U.S. just to do, but then you'd not get rid of me. Looks so amazing.
There's no rooms for rent in the Dreadworks at this time. We will. So I'm kind of chief creative in all that sense. I developed the story and all the characters and everything, and I'm a big world builder. We've been developing a medieval fantasy series novel TV series for the last few years from the film side of things. So we really wanted to channel that same kind of creative engine into this. And so we built the Nightmare Realm in Somnara, and a lot of it has Greek and Sumerian origins in kind of the mythos and where the mythology comes from. And so, and I'm a big gaming nerd from when I was a kid, and so I used to play the Elder Scrolls games all the time, and I love the concept of Sheogorath, the mad god of, mania and dementia, just pure chaos and creation, always at war with each other. And so I wanted to kind of build a world where, what if those two worlds could coexist constantly at battle? So it's not just scary necessarily, it's kind of that dreams versus nightmares, and the world where nightmares are made in conjunction with the human world. It's a lot, but it's about one of those things where you build a castle that people might only see the front of, and that's okay. But the people that might pick up on the little intricacies over the next several years, and so that's why we do the big crazy world building, just in case.
Alexander has quite an imagination. I can attest to that. He can write and come up with these worlds and storylines, and it's pretty amazing to see the thought that has gone into this whole world that he's built. And I think that just really connects well with our film industry experience, because it's not just a creepy clown in the corner. There's like a reason for everything and how it exists in this haunt. And the nice thing is every year it kind of builds off of one another, so it'll be a storyline that people can start to get behind.
I used to have a hairline before I started writing, and then it just went
south. Here we go.
I'm trying to figure out how
you have an impressive hairline, young man.
I praise this.
It's every year.
Do you obviously you love doing this?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I'm impressed.
I'm more into Christmas.
Oh, you are? So you're the one who has the Christmas trees that swirl around and cut you all up. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Diversity.
Well, you have to have diversity.
Oh, wow.
And then it goes through October all the way through maybe January. So, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, is this a year-round thing you're going to do, or is it just going to be for the crazy Americans to come up for Halloween and do?
We're starting with Halloween, and we do want to go into Christmas and have that transition period where it's Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of Halloween and Christmas, and then Christmas. And the goal is within the next, with any business like this, we're looking ahead at something that's more amusement park, more permanent in that sense. So the hope is if this year, next year, and maybe within the next 4 years, we start looking at actually building a more permanent year-round infrastructure that kind of is synonymous and in line with kind of what Disney was back in the day when it first started. Something that is just, and what it is today, a land where the narratives of the company just kind of have free reign to play. So that's long term, but for now we're sticking to the seasonal footprint to get started.
Well, and that's a good start because just from what's going on. Let's see. Where's this?
Well, for our English audience, actually we are worldwide around the internet. Where exactly are you guys located at? Somnara Studios, obviously in Canada, but where exactly?
Yeah, so we're on the West Coast, British Columbia. We're in Vancouver, but we're going to be actually, we've partnered with Surrey. It's one of the larger growing cities on the West Coast here. And so we're going to be actually debuting this event at what's known as the Cloverdale Fairgrounds. And it's one of the largest fairgrounds on the West Coast. And so we're going to be kind of having our footprint there to begin with. So West Coast, Vancouver, Surrey area kind of thing.
Let me tell you, for a first-time endeavor then, and correct me if I'm wrong, going over to your website, and this is marvelous. This looks fantastic, what you guys are doing. And let me tell you, it is interactive. It's got a lot of neat stuff on there. And with your Instagram page, wow, this really does look
good.
Thank you. And I was spending some time on it just for a little bit, and I want to take a quick moment because I noticed some people are joining us now, and I want to invite them. Folks, let us know who you are, where you hail from. Go ahead and comment in the chat room. We actually have a few comments in the chat room, which we'll get to in a moment. But I believe this is what you were talking about a moment, right, Alex? A realm where dreams and nightmares weave the fabric of reality. Step into our world where every corner holds a universe waiting to be discovered. Wow.
Yeah. We're big Easter egg people. And I think the cool thing about the Dreadworks is I've always been a huge sci-fi nut, and I feel like there's not a lot of sci-fi haunted houses. And so even though the Dreadworks is what we call the Fear Factory, it's like not literally, there is a Fear Factory in the States that's a haunted house. But the idea that this place, when people go to sleep, my narrative kind of originated from this, like where do we go when we sleep? I was fascinated with that as a kid. And so I wanted to build a world where if people went somewhere when they were sleeping, and like growing up having watched Monsters Inc. and the whole thing where they have the doors and you go and you get scared, then they draw the energy from the fear and it powers the factory. And then from a sci-fi perspective, you have all these like Promethean movies where they're the engineers that are building life itself. And I wanted to kind of build a world where you had this engineer type species in a parallel universe that almost allowed humans to cross over, and then they leached the essence from them in these dream states when they built these nightmares around their unique fears and terrors. And so that's kind of where the Dreadworks narrative originated, is where we go when we sleep.
Alex, Austin, describe to us how this is from, say, a regular haunted house that we would go to, maybe a circus or even another event. Because my impression of a haunted house is you walk through a maze, you walk through a building, okay, right? And it's relatively short. What are we looking at here? Because you guys are talking about a 4D sensory experience. I mean, that's the mother lode of excitement, right? Where you get everything in there. And you're blending visual effects, haunting soundscapes, and you'll tell us about that. But what are we looking at?
Yeah. And you did say what it was, like 40 minutes, 50 minutes?
Really?
I think that's what, didn't you say that, Alex?
Yeah.
That's what I think I honestly was trying to block it out when you said that. And I was thinking about my heart, and was it going to last through 10 minutes or something like that?
The last haunted house I remember was 4 minutes.
Well,
I ran through it. Sorry, Alex.
No, I know. That's a big thing in the industry. Like, the joke is the 2 hour to 3 hour lineup for 5 minutes, right? Like, you go to Disneyland, you go to an amusement park, you get 5 or 10 minutes, and you're like,
no, you get 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It feels like 10, but it's like 2. And so the scary thing is 40 probably feels like 3 hours. And so how I guess this is different, and Austin can also join me in saying this, is it's not a conga line hell, as I mentioned earlier. You're not just getting pumped through group after group for the sake of profit, because that's why a lot of haunts just do it, because they want to make as much money as possible, and immediately now the scare is ruined. You're 2 feet away from the guy in front of you, he's screaming like a little kid, and you're like, it's coming. It's still scary, but there's no immersion there. And so what we're doing is we're capping our audience count so that we can actually send in groups, and each group goes through 30 to 2 minute scenes, and it goes scene by scene by scene, and it's only you and your group in that scene for 1:30 being terrified by the actors, who are also, it's almost like live theater. You're actually getting a story, getting scared at the same time, having to solve puzzles like an escape room as it's happening. And of course, we have buffers that, just in case a guest is just screaming and rotating, that we can get them out of there without having them solve the puzzles.
So in other words, they just like disappear through the wall, and the rest of the people in the group have no idea what happened to them.
Exactly. And we're even going to separate people from their groups. Like, we've done things where we've tied people down onto a gurney and just rolled them out of the hallway from their friends, and then they all go in different directions. So it's like there's the excitement of the what if that we're really pushing for. There was an iconic haunt I went to once where they strapped me down, and suddenly they went, open up. I went, and they did this. I opened my mouth, and they shot a shot in my mouth, and then the lights went on. All my friends were like, ah! And then they did a fake shock. So it's kind of a cool way to do things that not a lot of people are doing.
I'd also say it's just very interactive as well. We're hiring over 50 local actors as well that have their different storylines and character development that we'll have for each of them. And I also feel like in each room, it's almost like an expedited escape room, but in like a horror fantasy narrative in some ways, where the guests are being immersed in this experience, and then they actually have to, interact with the actor. And like Alexander mentioned, like maybe they have to eat something, maybe they have to reach for something. And then there's like this buildup of anticipation, which I think is really cool. And like you mentioned, there's not so much of a conga line where you hear the person in front of you screaming and then it kind of gives away the surprise. It's definitely not that. It's going to be separated group by group.
Wow.
Will it be kind of soundproof, or can sometimes they hear what's going on in front of them a little bit?
Probably maybe a tiny bit, but not much, because what we're doing is through like very 3D soundscapes where we're trying to shoot directional sound at them from any transition point. So with that, and we're also going to have a roof, so to speak, on the haunted house, so there won't be like how a lot of haunts have the exposed roof that you can kind of see up to all the wires and stuff. So it's going to be really immersive. So we shouldn't hear too much noise, and when hundreds of people are screaming, you can't really make out one voice.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Between the blood curdling.
That sounds very dark to say that out loud.
That's okay.
I think there'll be a lot going on in that room as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So obviously, you're going to have it. It's really in depth, and there's going to be, I imagine, several rooms, for lack of a better word, and several storylines going at the same time. You mentioned that they may have to like eat some stuff to get out. Did you say that? Consume stuff? Man, that is crazy. So you're going to have the light, the sound, the feeling, and you're going to have that too. Are you guys going to screw with the audience and use some odors too?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, man.
One of our set people were so happy that they spent like 2 days on it. We have like a hillbilly toilet that's like literally, it's in a doomsday bunker is the premise. And so it's just overflowing in like, it's foam poo, but does it really does.
I think you did that on your Instagram page, right? There's something on there for
you.
Maybe if we get a chance, we'll be able to head on over and take a look. Do you mind if we do go to your Instagram page and stuff? All right, we will as well. Michael, did you want to get to?
I was going to get some of the questions.
Yeah, and I'll find some videos.
And you place, that's the thing. Okay, ARC 54. Because of the interactive experience, how accessible is it for the disabled? That's a big thing in the U.S. about things.
Yeah, and it's very prominent in the haunted attraction sector in general. I feel like a lot of businesses don't cater to that, which is really upsetting. And it goes back to that whole conga line thing. A lot of businesses want to push as many people through as possible. It's all about the money. It's not about the
you can't see I'm trying to do that, but I have the thing I said. Yeah.
Oh, and don't get me wrong, the money, it gets you going for next year. You can grow as a business, but what we've done, which is going to really shock people, like our smallest hallway is 8 feet wide. Like it's to the point where I don't think people really are like, we're in about 100 by 100 foot event space is where the haunt's taking place. And we've been I drew it all on a map, and my head of construction did a blueprint of it. And I thought these were tiny hallways. I'm like, oh, it's just 8 feet. It's fine. It's like this big. And they're like,
no.
So what's that joke from The Simpsons? I was elected to lead, not to read. And so
I remember that. That was the Arnold Schwarzenegger lookalike one. Yeah.
It's I live my life by that, although I do a lot of writing. Maybe I should read it sometime. But I would say on that note, we are extremely accessible for individuals who are disabled, who have wheelchairs, and that's also the nice thing about having the scenes is they're not rushed. You know what I mean? They're not like having to feel like they're holding things up because people are getting impatient. Like they have their time slots, which would be nice.
Yeah, and now Elizabeth makes a comment, and I guess, and I'm not exactly sure what she means by this, but maybe she's trying to say that you should not be doing this kind of thing. But Austin is on Christmas Hallmark candy cane lane, Alexander. So I'm not exactly sure what she. Yeah. I think that's probably what she means.
Yeah, I think you're in a Hallmark movie, Austin, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to spearhead the Christmas venture.
There you go. Hell on candy cane lane. There you go.
Yeah. We can make a twist. Maybe we make a haunted Christmas attraction one day or something. That'd be fun.
It happens in the States. It's very
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is. It's kind of kind of a little crazy. Let's get to one of the other. Alexander, I know you're in development for, is that
Higher.
Yeah. Any hints on possible release date?
Yeah, we're chatting with a few studios on it right now, but we're pivoting to actually release a book series first in the next year, and then seeing how that goes with audiences. Then we're going to look at actually doing a TV series after that. That's funny. Thanks for bringing that up. Actually, that's been a second.
Yeah,
That's cool. Now, forgive me, Michael. The Latin guy is the one that's getting the pronunciations right. I just need
I know. It's just one of those
kidding.
days.
I want to be a bit of a jerk. I know. I'm sorry. But if we can switch on over, I think I found the video on Instagram. Do you want to warn us in anything on the video on the foam?
The poop one are you referring to?
Yeah, that one.
For most viewers, please be discretion is advised that this poo is not real poo.
Yeah, I put a little disclaimer in the middle of it. Not real poop.
Did you? That's good. All right.
It pops up really quick because it's really cool. Like everything that the art team's putting together. Like every day I'm in, I'm just amazed by the different things they're able to make, and it looks so realistic when it actually is different materials entirely. It's pretty cool. So this is just one example of that.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go to it right now. I need everyone to let me know if we can hear it because, I live in my own world and I hear things and everyone else doesn't. So I'm going to go to the video right now. And I believe this one is it.
Hi, I'm Jenna Meshke. I'm currently the art department here at Dreadworks Haunt. So today we've built our poopy toilet, which will be in our...
I'm sorry, were you able to hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I interrupted. Sorry. Story of my life.
It was just lagging or a little bit, but that's all.
Oh, it was? Okay, you know what? Let me close the 18 tabs I have open.
I have 75 right now. It's not healthy.
Oh, it's always all about size. All right, Alex, thank you. I don't have that many, but it's all good. You're funny. All right, sorry about that, folks. We're being juvenile. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Jenna Meshke. I'm currently the art department here at Dreadworks Haunt. So today we've built our poopy toilet, which will be in our hillbilly container. So a bunch of the aspects of it is obviously it's quite disgusting. We've got our pretty realistic poop bucket in the bottom here. Lots of stuff for people to play around with once they come in. So how we make our fake poop for our hillbilly hut is we take some spray foam covered in sawdust and grout, and then we spray paint it and just add a bit more texture to it to get us that gross detail. Hi, I'm Jenna Meshke.
That's funny. It looks real.
We've added resin and yellow coloring to it since, so it looks a lot worse since then. But I will avoid showing that on camera.
Yeah, and fair enough. I think she said something like Groot, or I forget.
Oh, grout, yeah.
Oh, grout, yes. Okay, the Latin guy blues.
It's funny even posting some other stuff. Like obviously there's some elements that are skeleton or a decapitated arm and stuff like that, but it looks like so real sometimes, and we'll post it, and sometimes I'm worried, is this gonna like flag something because it looks so real. So we're always very careful of being very clear that it's for a haunted house and it's not an actual arm or an actual poop or anything like that.
No, yeah, but in between your screams, you really don't think about that.
No.
I mean, at least I know I would not. So.
And I don't believe it's as light as it is now and on that video, right? Obviously, it is dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This really looks good. You actually have quite a few videos on the Instagram. I want to let everyone know that at the bottom on the ticker or the crawler or whatever, the Chiron, it is down there. The Instagrams for the site as well as theirs. Yeah, sorry guys, we put you on blast. It's what we do. And IMDb is on there as well, so if you want to check it out. We have a few other comments. Michael, I believe it's Leslie Diana.
Yes.
Hi guys.
Looks
like you're having too much fun. Do you know who this is?
I do.
Every day.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think we had another question or two.
We had another, yeah. We have to see.
Arc 54 said, They'll hold your hand, Michael, so you don't have to worry.
Oh,
about
I saw that, and I said I don't think they're going to help me. I really don't. Not
You
if
mean that one?
If I go up there, no, that's not going to help. Holding my hand might make it worse, to be perfectly honest.
Well, you're a big guy, dude. You might take someone with you. Are there any particular videos on the Instagram page or the website that we could maybe show off? Because, of course, we asked you for permission before doing it. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
One of those
I think
days.
one of my personal favorites is if you go on the page, it's near the top. Let me double check what the thumbnail is, but it basically shows like some behind the scenes of like one of the sets we've built so far. And because we recently shot our commercial, and that'll be coming out soon, revealing kind of the ticket sales and, you know, just getting people really excited in a cinematic way. But this is just some of the behind the scenes for the build of that set. It's the very top left with the thumbnail, Come If You Dare. That one's probably one of my favorite videos so far.
I'm going to go that one right now. And humbly.
Yeah.
No, I was going to ask. Sorry about that. If we could humbly have a copy of that commercial, we'll play it. Absolutely. We'll play it on a lot of our programs again moving forward. We would love to do that. It'd be our pleasure. So, but I'm going to shut up because I'm not very good at doing that. Is this it? Come If You Dare. All right, let's go to it.
A lot of what we do is that kind of film style set design. All right, there you go.
I'm sorry.
You might recognize that character.
But that was still really cool. Gents, look, I ask for clarity because on something like this, and not to slam anyone else, but the haunted houses I've been to are in the back of a trailer truck, right? The cargo. What are we looking at here? I know you guys mentioned one of the hallways was 8 feet, so I get it. I know it's all about size. What are we looking at? I'm being stupid.
You said 100, but was it 100 by 100, or did I forget?
Yeah, it's a 100 by 100 foot kind of tent that we're working with. And one of the exciting things too, I think I should also just plug this here, is Ken Honigman. He's one of the top haunters in Canada. His haunted house is closing this year, and he's bringing Anmore Manor into Dreadworks, which is also our way as a company to be able to start off at 100%, which is what our goal is. We're doing a 100 by 100 foot event tent with a large scale facade covering the entirety of it. And then once inside, it's in essence going to be built how you would build a film set, where you have just the scenes and the walls propped up. And in essence, we're putting the ceilings, we're putting floors on it. And so that way it's the idea is making something feel like it's not. So there won't be any indication that it's a tent at all.
So you will not know when you walk up to it that it's a tent.
No, not at all. I'm a big pusher for immersion on that front, and I think that the cool thing about coming from the film industry and bringing those resources in is that we have a lot of experience building those things. Some of our set type people have worked on some of the bigger shows in the Valley here, like Batwoman, The Last of Us, and a few of those things as well. So we have that going into it as well. And in the sense of the narrative side of things, is that I guess to kind of give it a bit of an understanding on that front is this factory is very sci-fi, and that's kind of our goal, is that this exists in this nightmare kind of alien universe. And how we're really, really spicing this up a little bit is most haunted houses have, like, you know, I might go into one room and it's like medieval Europe, and there's a guy who can't eat enough of the worms and it's gross. And then suddenly you're in a room and it's a weightlifting thing and he can't get the weight off of his chest. And it's like, it's scary, but it's like, it just feels like somebody's cramming their fun house of horrors into a hoarder's den, and you almost just can't. There's no cohesive glue. It's just cool, but nothing connects. So what we wanted to do differently was in these chaos chambers where the scientists weave the fabric of nightmares into these realities, you actually go through these doors and you're transported into this narrative. So we're doing the 3 debut ones are Steamboat Willie, Terror on the Mississippi, because why not? It's public source now. And then we have a zombie apocalypse, Doomsday Bunker Cave nightmare, which we're calling Spore, kind of leaning into like kind of fungal zombies because everyone loves those right now. And then we are doing a third one, which is Greek mythology's Tartarus. So going into the actual bellows of kind of the underworld labyrinth of Greek hell, in essence, where, you know, there's going to be a 10-foot minotaur where we have an actor on stilts in a full prosthetic and big body buff suit and all that stuff. So all of those things kind of play into this overarching narrative without you feeling like you're just going from scene to scene to scene with no story connecting it. Everything feels like the factory is falling apart and these monsters like Cabin in the Woods are all escaping.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, in that video that you recommended to us, the Come If You Dare, just seeing the stuff that you guys had done, and if I say it that way, I apologize, you know, you guys and stuff like that, I'm sorry, but seeing that imagery, I mean, wow, that looks really good stuff. I mean, it's obviously on the scale of Hollywood and production, but it looks like you guys know what you're doing. It's impressive. And taking a look at a lot of the other reels on your Instagram page, there's really a lot of good stuff. There's one called Phantoms, and then the one right next to it, it looks like there's 2 dead bodies and they got little smiles on their faces. May I go to those right now?
Phantoms.
And I'm looking. I set up your reels only. Okay, and you guys can talk about that. Maybe because just sitting there, I don't want to go to Mr. Clown.
No.
Not that I have issues with clowns, but if you were recommending, we go. I don't want to steal everything because you want to have your own fans and people that are watching this to go there as well. But I do want to borrow a few. Forgive me, gentlemen, but I thank you. This is what I'm talking about, either the Phantoms or this other one. They look okay.
Oh yeah,
they look bad.
So before going into this is kind of a neat thing that we've been seeing trending online, and we really like the concept of it, which is Austin's been doing a great work on this, and I'll let him kind of take it off from here. But it's like AI concept art and videos made live into more artwork narratives that allow us to tell the story, I think.
Well, Austin, give me a quick moment. We just got a like on Facebook. Sonia Robles gave us a like. We also got a like earlier from Elizabeth. But Sonia, I happen to know today's your birthday. Happy birthday and happy horror day, young lady. So I'm sorry, Austin. I had to get that in because she runs in and out. But
happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. There. Sonia, comment in the chat room. Austin, I apologize. Go ahead, young man.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. Like Alexander said, we're just trying to not only showcase what's happening at Dreadworks and behind the scenes and get people excited about obviously our storylines and the premise of what we're making, but also just get people excited about Halloween, sharing things about Halloween that people want to talk about, people want to share and look forward to towards the Halloween season. And the nice thing about the 2 reels that you mentioned there is we're essentially, it might not seem related to Dreadworks, but it's all connected in, and we're world building right now. And this is what we really like to do as you know, actors, as storytellers, as producers, directors. And I think that's one thing that people really grow to love with this production being Dreadworks. And like you mentioned, with the, you know, the very realistic sets and the teams and the resources we have at our disposal here in Vancouver, in Hollywood North, I think this is going to be a really cinematic, haunted experience for people.
Excellent. I appreciate it. Let me run this one and let's take a look at it. I wish I was able to put a full screen, but that's beyond my skill.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's been so many, I don't even remember which one this is, to be honest.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know if you guys have the authority as guests to share screen as well. You may be able to, but I'm not going to force you guys to do that. I'll just screw it up on my end.
no problem.
Hey everybody, you've been asking for it. We're delivering it this Halloween, this October at the Cloverdale Fairgrounds, Dreadworks Haunted House. Come with us as we set up and we get ready for this year's haunted experience. We cannot wait to scare you.
So that's the grounds.
Hey everybody,
we'll be
Did I get the wrong one? I thought I clicked on that one. Or maybe
I'm not sure. You can try the Phantom one.
Okay, fair enough. It was still good. I like it. I was going to go to that one earlier. And by the way, Austin, she said thank you. So that was cool.
No problem.
Yeah, let's go to the one on Phantoms.
In old Somnara, on nights so drear, a melody plays that chills with fear. Beware the tune of misery's grind, for those who hear are in shadows confined. Dance, dance, till shadows fade, in the grasp of sorrow, forever stayed. Cover your ears, run far away, or with the phantoms, you'll forever sway. The melody of misery, a tale of dread, beware the night, or join the dead.
Gee. All right, Alex, was that your voice, Alex, or was that you, Austin?
Does it matter?
Oh, very good.
That would ruin
the premise. There's one of Alexander's voice I quite like. If you want to see that one.
Oh, go for it! Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And you're right, Alex. I should have asked that. I was messing with you guys because it's a young female.
No, I know it's funny, and it's one of those things where it's so goofy. Like, we need a voice for this. We need a voice for this, and we're like, okay, it's your turn.
So this one with the wolf is Alexander's voice. That one is probably one of my favorites.
Is that the one right there? Reform or be devoured? Is this like reformed?
Yeah, it's kind of like what happens to a monster if they no longer serve a purpose. They either are reformed into the factory as a worker, or they're devoured by the decommissioner. And it's kind of a little backstory thing we're plugging before we launch the haunt.
That is much better than my backstory, because all I saw was reform or be devoured. I'm like, is this some school setting? But obviously I was wrong. Let's take a look at it. Oh, okay.
At the Monster Reintegration Bureau, we turn monstrous fates into fabulous careers. Meet Grelka, once a terror of the Netherrealms, now a leading figure in our customer service department. Joining the Bureau isn't just about a job, it's about community, growth, and finding where you belong in a meaningless existence. Every monster has a choice, reform or be devoured. Ha! Fail to reform and meet the decommissioner, a fate no monster desires, as you will be consumed completely. Join us. It's better than the alternative, right?
Wow, that is cool. I love the 50s vibe. Or you're gonna say no? It's a 35, dude.
Yeah.
Alex,
well, in that respect, will people be wearing 50s 3D glasses during this adventure, or no?
No. There might be some. The idea is, the cool thing with our monsters is that we kind of can play on every monster from every era, because it's based on what people are afraid of. So we have a glitter ghoul from the 1980s. We have the Swamp Thing, who's the janitor in the factory. There's a lot of kooky different monsters who are playing in this one.
Wow. And I have to tell you, Austin, you're right. At first, listening to it, I could not hear Alexander's voice. But then, like, maybe 10 seconds in, I'm like, okay, I do recognize it a bit. But you did a good job, young man. Not that I'm anyone to say so. But
there's that acting background paying off.
That's right. That is cool.
Yeah. Well, before we kind of close down, let me ask this question. Have you got a set date that you're going to start, or is that still kind of up in the air, making sure everything gets ready? Or have you got a firm start date now?
Yeah, we're launching on. We have a media night for kind of people in the industry, film, entertainment. We have some fun people from a bunch of fun TV shows that we'll be posting on the social media who are coming out to play that night. And then we officially launch, that's the 21st of September, and then we launch on the 27th, and then we run all the way until November 3rd, about Wednesday to Sunday is our operation dates. And then if we end up selling out certain dates, we might open up Tuesdays and Mondays, but we're undecided yet.
Okay, so basically, as of right now, Mondays and Tuesdays, it's closed.
Yeah, it gives us time to sleep.
I understand. Very good. I understand
and some more monsters,
I know, yeah.
That's the
No, sorry about that. Michael?
I said, and pick up some new monsters.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I understand that you're starting out and doing this for the fairgrounds and the event. And you did mention it. I'm not trying to be repetitious, but I am really excited about this. When do you have a timeline already, or is it still kind of nebulous right now? You're working on it as to when this might be like full time, bigger, or is it narrow and focused right now? I know it's a jumbled question.
Oh no, I'm a big
horrific question.
Yeah, I'm a big picture person. No, yeah, our goal is we're giving ourselves a 3-year runway. We're going to establish ourselves, and then hopefully in 3 years this becomes more of a permanent thing. If not, hopefully sooner. We might get into Christmas next year, and then once if we can fast track that, and then that does well, then we might be looking at 2 to 3 years. I think is our nice little is our runway to get off the ground more permanently.
You know, Alex, Austin, your website, all kidding aside, it's impressive. I invite everyone to head over to dreadworks.ca. This is the homepage. There's a lot of stuff in there, and then they have the links to their Instagram page where we were playing with a little bit. And guys, there's a lot to look at, and it really looks good. This is impressive. I am envious, jealous in every which way. I'm in SoCal, so I'm about as further as you can get in. Well, but I'm far away, but I am envious.
So there you go.
I'm sorry, what, Michael?
I'm further than you from there.
Oh, stop your belly aching.
Yeah.
He's in the nation's capital, so
Yeah,
you know, he's the elitist one. I'm the worst.
Absolutely.
But it's all good. How long did it take you guys? I know I'm probably going over, and I apologize, but this is a really cool website. How long did it take you guys to come up to getting it ready to go? Because the imagery, I'll tell you, and I love this thing about the key features where you scroll down. Oh man, that is neat. I know.
It took a hot second. It took me like it was a lot of. I do a lot of the this side of stuff, and it took me quite a bit. And then everyone on the team just kind of feedback and helped out. But it was like about like I have like cocaine fingers. Like I type faster than anyone that I know. So this took me about like a week of not sleeping.
Wow, that's a lot. It is. Folks, right there. Purchase your tickets in 3 easy steps. Visit, is it Tixer?
Yeah, Tixer.
Yeah, Michael, did you get that? Tixer?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, I should mention with the website, it's like it's been a lot back and forth, and there's still a few things. Soon you'll be seeing our commercial playing on the home screen there. That'll give you a little bit more imagery in terms of the world of what people can expect. And then the other thing is with the ticket purchase, that should be live by next week. So that's the week of July 1st.
Yeah, I mean, of course, realistically, it's June. You guys are working on getting there, so I wouldn't expect that to be available. I wasn't going to click on it, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure people knew,
so there you go. So you can start looking in July, and I got to tell you, I really am envious. I'm not exactly a super diehard haunted house, but I've been into a few. And I'm not talking Disneyland either. So
you survive.
I like I say, but I've been in the back of trucks, so go figure. But this is really impressive, and folks, check it out. There's some sponsors there that can look. But look, I mean, this is really neat. And hey, look at that, folks! There's even an employment link, but I don't want to embarrass.
Looking for scare actors right now.
Oh, well, there it is, and employment there, contact. There it is, folks. If you want to make a vacation and take advantage of it, you might.
One of those stay vacations that you never leave.
Dreadworks can be like California, I suppose.
All right. That was good, Michael. I appreciate that. All right. Well, look, it's impressive. I'm on my end, just taking a look at those reels. That was a lot of fun. It's quality work, and who knows? Michael and I have been talking about maybe heading up to Seattle later this year, and who knows, maybe something might happen.
So, never know.
We'd love to have you.
It's great in the summer, great in the fall, a little colder in October.
I bet, but that makes it worthwhile a little bit, right? Yeah. If you have the real chill in the air, it would work. It doesn't work in Southern California.
No. You have Midsummer Night Screams, and that's as good as it. That's as hot. That's as cold as it gets.
That's very good. Yes. Wow. I want to fire off before Michael. If there are any other comments in the chat room, appreciate it. Arc54, Elizabeth, of course, also Sonia. Thanks, sir. We had Leslie, Diana as well, and I don't know if there are any others. But
some that didn't make any comments, which is typical. But hey, it's like come and say something. We'd love, we know you're viewing, but whatever. But Arc54 says, thank you both so much for spending time with us. You just made me want to come more.
Thank you for attending. We really appreciate it.
No, this is cool. And I want to thank both of you gentlemen for taking the time and helping out the old guys get through this and really get fun out of it. The videos, the choices, and it really looks good. I'm really envious of you guys. It looks like an awesome.
Thank you.
It doesn't look like it is an awesome production. It really looks good. Maybe we could have you guys again as we get closer to kick it off, and maybe we could play with the commercial as well. It would be our pleasure.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah. We'll be a bit more structured in our chaos by then too.
But
you may mess up this program if that's the case.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. Anyway, and I'll reiterate what Roger said. Thank you both for coming, and we'd love to have you back. And thank everyone in the chat room.
Actually, Michael, I know. I apologize. Gentlemen, what did we miss? We always ask, is there something that you wanted to share? And we're just so excited ourselves about this, but we're trying to respect your time as well, because we know it's a Friday night, man.
Oh man, I don't do much.
So you guys are taking it for the team by spending a Friday night with us, and then I'm sure you guys want to do something. Is there anything that we really didn't hit that you would like to share?
Well, just want to say, thanks for having us. I think that pretty well covered everything on my end. Was there anything on your end, Alexander?
Yeah, I think that if anyone is curious about what a haunted house might be when they can't escape for 40 minutes, we challenge you to come on out.
Yeah,
any trap doors? I have to ask that.
I don't know.
Oh, you're not going to tell anybody. Okay,
there'll be one trap there.
Yeah, wheelchair accessible.
Oh my goodness, that was good. Wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
everyone will sit through the trap door.
Okay,
this is what I deal with each day.
Exactly.
That was funny. That was great, though, man. We're not being disrespectful in any way. It was appropriate.
I mean, that was bad, but that's
our trap doors are 8 feet wide.
And
wow.
Well, you said 8 feet. I mean, that's a big cut.
I spit out my soda. Yeah, sorry. That was good. All right, fair enough. I'm not going to interrupt anymore. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, so is that kind of we've covered everything that you both wanted to cover?
I think we're golden. Thanks, Roger. Thanks, Michael, for having us out, and everyone for attending.
We'd love to have you back if you'd like to try to stand hanging out with us again. So we're kind of crazy sometimes. But I'd like to thank everyone in the chat room, everyone that viewed us live. We appreciate you. If you missed us live, just have to push that up again, Roger. I'm sorry. But watch us afterwards. If you need to go to their links, they're scrolling up there, or you can find us at ndbmedia.net and go under videos and under Talented Universe, and all of their links will be there that you can click them if you don't feel like writing them down here. So,
and humbly, if you have any other projects that you guys want to talk about, we would be thrilled and humbled if you guys want to take some time and spend it with us as well. It's our pleasure.
Definitely.
So everyone, from all of us at NDB Media and Talented Universe, thank you for coming, and we will all see you again.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Have a good night.